Hey guys, how are we? Well, absolutely beautiful day here in Athens. Nice warm weather, and yeah, just an all-around pleasant environment at this point in time. Mind you, just a tad hot. We can never be completely and 100% satisfied. Always got to find something to complain about. So, but anyway, look, all in all, it's all good. Well, looks like we may sign this contract to finalise the property on Friday. It's only been about 4 months, and so we're kind of getting to that point where we may be able to leave sooner rather than later. So that's going to be a bit of a shock to the system, actually, because it's been a bit of a struggle to get everything done and signed, sealed and delivered. So, but I think we're there. So we went to the notary this morning, signed off on some documentation, and then signed the final bit of paperwork once things are registered. So hopefully Thursday, Friday. So I think what I'll do is I'll leave our migration to Thailand until early June. Just looking at some flights at the moment. We have done business class before with Emirates, but I refuse to fly with Emirates at the moment because Emirates doesn't allow unvaccinated people to fly to Australia. So as a bit of a protest, I refuse to fly with Emirates at this point in time. So I will be looking at another carrier. I know Scoot offered to fly us to Thailand this morning. I think for about €179. I laughed because last time Amy and I flew Scoot, it was cheap. They said, look, we'll fly you for really cheap. Yeah, fine. I'm all for that. When we got to check-in, they were so strict on luggage that it was an absolute nightmare. We ended up throwing out clothes. I threw out a drone battery for a big Inspire 1 drone. They're about $400-500 a battery, but I had to throw the battery out just to try and get the weight lower. So I think my wife threw out a whole heap of Chanel jumpers and all other sort of designer stuff just to try and get the weight down. So I'm sure there were a few people at the airport at Coolangatta rummaging through the bins after we left, because I think they would have got an absolute bloody fortune. So yeah, we won't be doing that again. So we'll keep hunting around for some flights. I have got a flight down to about €332 for each of us. And last time we flew back to Australia, we did business class, but I just think business class is a waste of time, to be honest. I never sleep. I used to because I did so much travel with my previous job, doing consulting and that sort of thing, that I traveled so often I could literally just go into hibernation as soon as my butt hit the plane seat. But certainly not that way now, and I've got too much work. Oh, holy crap. There's some crazy people in Athens. Dear. Poor bugger. But yeah, so anyway, scared the daylights out of me. And the problem is, out of a fight and flight mechanism, which most people have, everybody's got fight or flight, my default's fight. So I'll get up and beat the living crap out of people. I was actually in where was I? I was in mainland China, and they had this place called Queen's Spa. And I was waiting for suits to be finished being made up. So I I went to this place called Queen Spa, and they have these sort of public sleeping areas. I've not seen anything like it in other places. And anyway, it's like all these beds, but they sort of, you can sleep there for free, you know. You basically go in and you pay to go to this fitness center, and then if you want to have a bit of a sleep, then you can. Anyway, these guys came in checking on people at probably about 2 or 3 in the morning, and so anyway, they sort of startled me, and I literally jumped up in bed like Karate Kid and almost took their bloody head off. So scared the living daylights out of them. Oh! So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. So those sort of situations, I hate them because I can literally go into fight mechanism. But anyway, look, all that aside, did a lot of travel before, and as I said, could literally just fall into hibernation once my butt hit that seat. But nowadays I've got so much work that I've got to do. I'll just work straight all the way through. I don't have time to sort of sleep, and you know, we paid for business class last time, and I just don't see the value in it. Like, and if you want to sort of recline and have a bit of a sleep, yeah, it's beneficial. But I think the best value that you can get on long haul travel is actually getting access to some of the lounges at your transit points. So from here we'll go to Abu Dhabi, and you know, you'll want to be able to have a shower, put some fresh change of clothes on, have a good meal, and maybe a glass of wine, and that's as good as anything else. Do you know what I mean? So it's more beneficial to pay for something like that than it is to actually pay, you know, $10,000 for a flight ticket to for a, you know, 24 or 32 hour flight. It's just not worth the money. So I very rarely do that unless the company's paying for it. But anyway, all that aside, just thinking of the S&P 500. Now, the thing that you want to watch at this point in time is whether the S&P 500 is going to go up, gain territory, or whether it's going to recede back, which shows a lack of support. I did see the NASDAQ was down, which is the tech stocks, and you know, that doesn't bode well for the cryptocurrencies. I know we're certainly trading the cryptos at the moment, but it's particularly volatile times, and just found myself in a gaggle of women. So yeah, so keep an eye on the S&P 500. If it sort of recedes, then just keep an eye on that. You can expect that to sort of collapse again. If it continues to sort of gain a bit of momentum, and then, as Gregory Mannarino says, a little bit of a receding on Wednesday, then you'll probably see that we've reached the bottom of the market. But if it sort of collapses, if it continues to go on and then it collapses again, then we're probably going to see another significant downside. So just keep that in mind, because Bitcoin and a lot of the cryptos are pegged. There's a strong correlation to those now. Just keep that in mind, because if you're trading futures, it can absolutely decimate your position. So just keep that in mind. Keep an eye on that. If you're really interested in tracking some of this stuff and you want a really good analyst, I like Gregory Mannarino. Been following him for over 10 years, so very, very good. Anyway, guys, just wanted to share that with you. Just be careful at this point in time. Looking forward to catching up with a couple of you guys in Thailand. So we'll be in Thailand in 2-3 weeks' time, and initially we're going to land in Bangkok, but I think I'll make my way straight down to Pattaya, and we'll be down there for a month at this stage. And then during that time, we're going to go and spend a couple of days in Chiang Mai to catch up with some friends and just to see what it's like. And then, yeah, we'll probably figure out what we're going to do from that point on. So, but we love the idea of Pattaya in one aspect just because of some of the options in regards to condos, and just the weather and that sort of stuff, and the beaches and that sort of thing. We could go to Koh Samui or Phuket. My wife hates Phuket, but anyway, so we'll just go and see what things are like there, and you can come along for the adventure with us and just see where we end up. So it's going to be a bit of an adventure. Anyway, guys, if you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, do that, and go to the Overseas Exiles Facebook group and join the discussion there. Just keep it respectful on there and keep it sanitized, if I can say that. We will put together our own forum at some point in the future when I have some more time, but I'm out of time at the moment. We're just super busy, but yeah. Anyway, love you guys for contributing on there. As I said, Belinda shot a video and put some stuff on there, and Rob Gillespie has put stuff on there in the past, and you know, a lot of people are just time poor at the moment. But if you want to contribute and get on there and post a video, then do that. So all right guys, love you and leave you, and we'll speak to you soon.